Hi,
Yes,
Tenzin.
perfect. A very good evening, Pages.
Very good evening. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much for being on my show.
Thanks to you. Thanks for the invite. Mm.
Yes, I'm absolutely delighted to have you on my show, Pages. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
in.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
How are
So, how
you?
is the? I'm good. How is it going with you? How is the lockdown phase doing?
Good, good. I think it's very interesting because I don't usually get asked that question from a lot of people because I'm always asking questions. But it's quite interesting because I think everybody has learned different lessons. Okay, for a few people, now they don't have the excuse of, you know what, I don't have time for my loved ones. For a few, it's like, now I have to be hygienic. I cannot say no to washing hands, right?
True.
For a few, it's valuing relationships. For a few, something else. So everybody has a different perspective. To me, I think it's been everything, bits of everything, right? So I've learned my own lesson, and I think the amount of networking, the amount of meeting from different people from diverse backgrounds, I've never done that before than through this lockdown. So thank you so much for being on the Tenzin show, Tejas. And now, we very well know how acclaimed you are as a bridal and celebrity makeup artist. You've worked on some really eminent faces like Sushmita Sen, Tapsi Pannu, Ria Chakraborty, Juhi Chawla. The list can go on and on, right? You've also represented MAC events pan India, right? So,
Right.
did you ever plan any of this, whatever that has happened to you? You've set your own benchmark in this industry.
Got a call in between, so I just lost you.
No problem. No problem. So what I was saying is you've set a new benchmark in your own industry of the makeup
Right.
industry, right? Did you plan any of this? How do you feel about this?
See, honestly, I never plan anything. So I had planned when I was in school that okay, I will do my graduation and I will do my bachelor's, but I didn't. And I knew that I was going to do my bachelor's in commerce, but apart from that, I had not planned anything. So it just so happened that makeup just happened. I used to be a flight purser, so
Right.
uh, before, I mean, 10 years now that I've flown as a purser. And makeup came along with flying because a lot of my friends were makeup artists. And then I joined makeup, started going to Mac stores because Mac got launched in India. And yeah, that's what. But what happens is to make your mark, you just need to go and on with your work and hard work. There is no shortcut. So it's like maths, you got to practice. So
Yes.
you just got to practice makeup as well. Maybe, you like a look. So if you like a look, then you practice it and you practice it till it looks like your reference. And then you keep practicing and you keep bettering yourself. Otherwise, you can't. It's not as easy as it looks.
Yes. Yes, true. Absolutely. I agree on that because I know you're really famously known for creating some really edgy looks, and you've almost covered it all, right? From avant-garde to simple, everything, right? So
Yeah.
when people talk about makeup, little do they understand that how much long the makeup artists sometimes have to stand because you have to have
Yeah.
precision and accuracy. Especially, I've noticed this whenever you do your brows and your eyeliner, that is like the most challenging aspect that I personally find. But I don't know
That's
what has had the most challenging thing for you whenever you're, dressing somebody up or helping them with their
uh,
makeup.
so what happens is the most important part of the face, according to me. I mean, many makeup artists might want to differ with this, but according to me, skin is the most important because that's a canvas, and a
Mm-hmm.
clean canvas can really give good results to the other elements of the face. So, like imagine doing a smoky eye and then having like dark circles and not doing, I mean, it looks unfinished, if you don't have if you don't do the skin properly. So I feel that skin is the most important. And as far as the most amount of time dedicated per uh, element, I think it's a close tie in between skin and eyes. Like if there are really
Okay.
like, yeah, because if you need that perfection, as you said, liner and brows, if you need
Yes.
that symmetry in an eyeliner, it does take time because along with symmetry, there intensity as well because the left cannot be lighter than the right,
Mm-hmm.
and to have that, it takes time.
Right. So I think there's some network glitch. Can you hear me? Am I audible to you? It just
Yeah, yeah, yep.
okay, perfect. Yes. So yes, I do find that very, very challenging, especially when I'm doing my own. Imagine doing other person's makeup. It's even more challenging. And sometimes I'm sure you must have experienced this, stages, where things don't go the right way. Whenever the clients want, oh, you know what, I'm looking to create this look, and something else happens. So how do you make up for it, and how do you sort of edit and do the final cut of that?
This is the most important thing, what you spoke
Yes.
about, because I mean, it just doesn't happen that you and the client are not on the same page. Because if you're not on the
Yes.
same page, then I would strong. It sounds very strong, but then you're really not a good makeup artist because you don't want to show your art on the face. You want to customize the look as far as your client is concerned and what your client likes. You are only going to better it. So if you like need a pin-up liner, for example, I'm going to give
Mhm.
you the best symmetrical and intense pin-up liner. But I'm not going to tweak it and make it like a wing cat liner because what you've told me is you want a pin-up liner. So
True.
if you are not on the same page as your client, then uh, I mean, it just cannot happen that you're not on the same page because then either you're high or you're just bad. You can't. You just cannot. It's not allowed.
True. True, because
So
I
yeah,
know there is a possibility where things don't go your way sometimes, and maybe you're because I think whenever we are working in a professional setup, our personal life, our own headspace really has a lot of influence on our professional life, right? So on
yeah, yeah.
when we're not in a good mood, and the clients has a list of requirements that you need to fulfill, and you're actually in some other zone, and then that kind of really I think would mess up all the process, that the outcome as well, right?
I would say if you're preoccupied with something, then it would affect it in a way that it'll go slower than
Okay.
expected. So maybe if something is going to take like 10 minutes, then
Mm-hmm.
if you're preoccupied and you're taking your own sweet time, then it might take like 15 to 20 minutes. But right now, time is luxury. So, I mean, I would think that, if you're doing a bridal assignment, then maybe you have that luxury of time. Sometimes that too. If, in India, you have something known as Murat. So, and
Okay.
all the pujas need to go according to that, all the ceremonies, they have
Mm-hmm.
that particular time and the people are there gathered. So it has to go at that time. You cannot surpass it because then the Murat goes and then it's no point. So
Okay. It
luxury of
is a good
time you
omen to
don't
do
get.
it on that particular
Yeah.
time. Yes.
And when you're doing like fashion shows and stuff, then it's really quick because there's a lineup and you just need to. That's I think when you're doing ramp makeup, it's the fastest makeup that one can do
True.
because you have a timeline and they need to go on the stage like bang on. It needs to be on time. So uh, that's pretty much it. So if you're not in that right frame of mind, you might take longer. But again,
True.
you can't be like that. You don't have that luxury.
Yes. Yes, I understand what you mentioned, because I guess it's like backstage is like really quick, right? You need to get
Really
ready,
quick.
and it's really in a flash, everything
Yeah.
happens.
for sure.
Yes. Yes. So now, growing up as a child, did you always wanted to pursue this? Because I know you were working with the flights earlier, but um, even if you had a choice of doing something else now, what would it be?
I I've not, I mean, thought of it, but I love anything to do with luxury. So even my makeup, by purchasing capacity to buy luxury makeup, but I don't know. I always lean towards luxury. I like luxury products and that the feel and the way
Right.
they market it and the entire thing, because what happens
Yes.
is when you're going to shop also, luxury, buying is more like an experience. Like, it creates positive memories. So
Right.
I would say that if I was to do something different, then I'm already an MBA in human resources, but I would again do an MBA in luxury marketing, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And growing up as a child, did you have a specific goal, what you wanted to do, or were you like, okay, whatever may come, I'm here to sort of
Yeah.
accept it?
Uh, I come from a background of teachers. So my mother is was a teacher. My mother's mother was a teacher. So I I leaned towards teaching stuff. Like I didn't understand at that time that I would teach a particular subject, but I did know that I would teach something. So right now
Okay.
I do hold master classes online and I teach makeup. But I mean, it's
Right.
not related to any of these academics or stuff like that. But uh, I mean, it relates to, what your family is doing and how you impart knowledge to others. So it's there, yeah, teaching.
Great. Because I guess whatever field you are in today, you can still teach something. Everybody has something to teach.
Yeah, yeah,
And
for
you must
sure.
have had your own experiences with different clients. You've used different brands. What is your favorite makeup look? Your eternal favorite that you've ever done on somebody?
Uh, I always like doing a nude lip and a kind of a smoky eye, but with a tad bit of color. That is what I like.
Okay.
Like not just black brown, but some sort of like say coming closer to the clothes that the person is wearing.
Okay.
So that kind of a very subtle smoky eye, and with that a nude lip. I think a girl really kills it with that. It's a very hot look.
Okay.
My
Fantastic.
personal favorite.
Okay. What's your everyday favorite look? Because they're like back to school, there are different kinds of no makeup look. So what is your favorite? Is it going to be more
Right.
simplistic?
So it is to do with very simple products, and it is to do with smoky eye, but it's a very different and easy sort of a smoky eye, a day-to-day smoky eye. So it depends on your eye shape. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing you need to do is, depending on your eye shape and the color of the eyes, you need to choose the pencil, what color. Either it's brown or it's black.
Okay.
So if you like less intense, then take brown. If you like it more intense, then take black. And then just put a line close to your upper lash line, and with a brush, just smudge it a little bit, and you're done.
True.
That's your like it's the simplest look one can do. And depending on your eye shape, like if you have lesser space on top, then you do the same thing on the lower lash line and just smudge it. Lower lash line, I always feel that when you take a brown color and you smudge it, then your eyes tend to look bigger. So you
True.
can do that. But these are
Yes.
my go-to looks. Like just take a pencil and smudge.
Yes,
So
I
yeah.
think I really like the soft look that it gives because it's like too
Yeah.
sharp when you have a pencil around.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, what would be your advice for young and budding makeup artists trying to really make a mark for themselves in the industry that you're already accomplished in?
Okay, so now what I notice is there are many YouTube channels and there are many makeup artists who are doing just master classes. So like
Okay.
a lay person who is used to doing her own makeup but is just going and doing a master class. Now that
Okay.
I would suggest all the students. I know that financially the times are really tough, but all the aspiring makeup artists, you are only going to be a makeup artist if you are going to do a professional course. If you want to become a makeup artist, you need to enroll for a professional course that teaches you proper makeup, that teaches you color theory, that teaches you proper makeup and just not looks. Because what I'm
True.
seeing is the current majority of the new makeup artists who are there, who've just entered the market, they've done some makeup master course, master class, any like maybe just 3 sessions, and they've just done bridal makeup because they want to rake in the moolah. Because they're seeing that the makeup artists are making that much money, so we also want to make it. But
Yes.
that is not art. That I'm sorry, that
Okay.
is really not, that doesn't make you a makeup artist. If your question is if you want to become a makeup artist and you are an aspiring makeup artist, you need to enroll yourself for a professional makeup course, because end of the day you're not going to be dependent on one particular client. You are going to be dependent on brides, you're going to be dependent on fashion weeks, you're going to be dependent on movies, you're going to be dependent on TV serials. There are so many places that they require different types of makeups. So by master
Yes.
class, I'm sorry, then you're not a makeup artist. So master class
Yes.
attendees, they are just whatevers. But the actual aspiring makeup artists, please enroll for a professional makeup course, and that will take you places.
Sure. I think that was pretty brutal, but it was true. But I think
It's the
the
truth.
truth has to be put out. And I
Yeah,
really appreciate you said that because I think it is for their own good if they really
yeah.
want to learn makeup and do justice to that field. Because I think it'd be so much injustice if people who do so much hard work, so much study, so much research, so much practical application, and versus them just attending a few classes and calling themselves makeup artists will be very different, right? So I really
It's
appreciate what you just mentioned, and I hope that aspiring makeup artists can really get that on in their heads and really practically integrate that what you just mentioned.
yep.
Now I'm inquisitive to know, where does your passion for makeup stem from? Because how do you galvanize yourself to be the best as a makeup artist? Because of course every makeup artist has its own mark, has its own style. What is your style? Avant-garde, is it?
No. My
Okay.
style is I like your skin to look like skin, but flawless and just perfect. So if somebody looks at you and says, "Oh, Tenzin has got like lovely skin," it's a compliment to me if I've done your
Yes.
makeup. But if they say, "Oh, wow, lovely makeup," then it's a complete failure, because your skin should look like
Yes.
skin. If there are like layers and layers, and it looks of course, there are the stage makeup which we do that demands it, because the people need to see you from like 50 to 100
Far
feet
away.
away. And the lenses over there are completely different, so that's a different ball game altogether. But as far as makeup on high definition cameras and stuff is concerned, your skin needs to look like skin, and that is what I'm known for. Like I hate doing unnecessary coverage and just building up makeup, and it's looking garish and gaudy and loud. It's
Yes.
not I personally feel that it does not flatter any woman's face, because it's
True.
it's not your beauty. It's, as I said, people are going to say, "Oh, nice makeup," but it's like that. Yes, of
Same.
course, if you have skin conditions which need to be hidden, that's a different ball game where you need
Yes.
to cover up. But if you have regular skin and to make it more flawless, you leave it to the makeup artist. We'll do it.
Sure. Perfect. Now, also, I think this is very interesting, as you mentioned about layering with makeup. A lot of people here think, I don't know if people viewing this think about makeup as this way, but we think that makeup is a very female thing, but actually it isn't true. I think makeup should not be stereotyped to men or women. It should be for anyone, right? And a lot of people also think that, when you wear makeup, you're like wearing this facade and you're pretentious and all that. But I think it's just here to make you feel good, right? What is your perspective on that? Because a lot of people have that notion.
So today I just did a post, and the caption for it, I mean, it's really spooky that you asked me this question because I can relate to it. It's like, beauty is confidence that's slapped on your face.
Yes,
Yeah,
true.
so it's like you're taking interest in yourself and you want to better yourself. You want to look better. I mean, everything natural looks good because it belongs to you. But you want to look flawless. So it shows a positive you when you want to enhance yourself. So it is a positive feeling. Makeup is a positive feeling. I mean, it takes one to know one. So people who have these kind of rubbish thoughts that okay, it's pretentious, maybe it just takes one to know one. But I personally feel that you're taking interest in yourself, and you're dedicating time to yourself, and you're doing your makeup, and you're putting effort into it. So it's a really positive feeling, and it's a positive thing.
Yes,
I can't imagine it to be pretentious because I mean
exactly.
it's just preference. I feel it's just a personal preference.
Exactly, because I really I think it's sort of annoying when people say that because it should just make you feel good. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right?
Yeah,
Now,
not
I
at
think
all.
yeah, that's interesting perspective. What are your principles of success? Because I mean, we've had people from really diverse backgrounds, having their own definition and understanding of success. What does success mean to you, and what are your principles of success?
So for me, success is when somebody sees me and somebody is
Okay.
really happy to see me and greets me with a huge smile and is excited to meet me. It's happiness for me.
Okay.
That's the main thing. So mainly my friends meet me because they find me really funny, and
Okay.
they have a good laugh with me. That is one. My clients really are excited to meet me because, as I said, that I actually kill it with the skin because it's the most important to me. So they always look forward to that. So these are some small points which, like excite me also and excite people around me.
Yes. Because I
But
know it can be
yeah,
really, yes.
tell me.
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Tejas.
So I was saying that the key to for me success is happiness, and the way you feel about your profession, and the way you feel about people around you, no matter what the atmosphere around you is. But if you're interested in what you're doing, and you are going to succeed because your energy is going to attract a similar kind of energy. So it's like what you
Yes.
give is what you get. I
Yes.
believe in that.
Yes, because I believe that what you do is also a very emotionally rewarding job because you make
Yeah.
other people feel good about themselves. They would go look in the mirror and say, "Hey, I never thought I could look like that." So I
Yep.
think it's an amazing job, gives you a lot of happiness, right? Doesn't it? Because as women, we go through a lot of changes, men or women, but I think it's more in women. Our skin goes through a lot of change, right?
Yeah.
We have, on few different months, we have different looking skin. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's sensitive, sometimes dry, sometimes oily. We have acne, all of that. So I think you really make women feel beautiful, which is very important for us to feel.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Tejas. It was my delight having you on the show, and I think it was a very I would say I felt like I was talking to one of my old friends, even though we've not had a really long span of introduction with each other. But thank you very much for being on the
Thank you.
show
Now this is
and
what I
sharing.
mean by success. This is success
Yeah,
for me.
yes, I know, I know. And for me, success is meeting extraordinary people like you and learning from you, and also making sure that the viewers can also take back some amount of positivity that you have right
Yep.
now and learn from your experiences.
Thank you, Tenzin.
Thank you very much, Tejas. I hope to see you
Thank
soon and
you.
hear from you. Bye bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.